So welcome students. So we'll continue with our lesson on production of food from plants. We are in the process of weeding. Already we completed weeding. So what was the meaning of weeds? Weeds are nothing but the undesirable or unwanted plants which grows along with the crops. So we have to remove these weeds. That process is called as weeding. So weeding is done manually. Maybe done manually means using the hands, man can do it, or he can even use the machine. Machinery also is available. You can see on figure 21. There is the harrow. It's called as the weed harrow. Now you can see on figure 20 there is example of the weed. That example is Parthenium. It is easily, you can see it on the roads or near the fields with white small flowers. They are called as Parthenium. So that is the process where we remove the weeds. And how? What are the, if we do not remove these weeds, what will happen? These weeds will compete for soil, for the nutrients, so for space. All this competition is there by weeds along with the crops. So what they will do is they will compete and they will try to take all the nutrients, they will try to take all the air, space. So in this way these weeds are going to decrease our yield. So farmer has to remove these weeds. That process is called as weeding. It can be manually or using some instruments like the weed harrow. And another one more step is there, use of weedicide. What is the meaning of weedicide? Weedicide is nothing but they are the chemicals which kill the weeds. So example is given on page 136. There is example of the weedicide 2,4-D. 2,4-D full form 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. So this is used to control which weeds? They are called as, they control the dicot weeds. Dicot means dicotyledons. Dicotyledonous weeds. So in this way you can control weeds. And when you spray this weedicide, is it going to harm even our crops? Our crops will not be damaged. When you spray weedicide, it will be only damaging the weeds and not the crops. So understood the example of weedicide, and what is it doing? This weedicide example is 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. On page 136 you have to underline these 2 points there. What is the function of weedicide? And another is example of weedicide. And what does this weedicide do? It works on which weeds? Mainly on the dicot weeds. Dicot means dicotyledonous plants. So next stage is called as harvesting. That means we finished sowing. First we prepared the soil, sowing. Then we also did the irrigation. Then we did weeding. So after all this process, next stage, the final stage is called as harvesting. This is the most important task in agriculture. So agriculture the last step of harvesting is very important. Now what is the definition of harvesting? You can see on page 136. Harvesting stanza, second line, second and third line, that is called as harvesting. Once I will read it for you. Collecting grains from the crop by cutting the matured plant is called harvesting. So here your plants are ready. So this is your plant. Now collecting, what is the collecting? Collecting of, you are not going to take the whole plant, you are just taking the grains. Collecting the grains from the crop. Now when you collect the grain, you cannot collect the grain which is not completely developed or it is not matured. You have to take the matured plant. So collecting grain from which plant? From the matured plant. That process is called as harvesting. So harvesting can be either you will uproot the whole plant, you will take the whole plant. This is the root. You will take the whole plant, or you will simply cut the upper part. You have seen in maize how we cut. Okay, so here the 2 steps can be followed. You can uproot the plant or only cutting the part near above the ground. After cutting, next stage, what do they do with these grains? They dry it in the sunlight. And why this step is very important to dry? You have seen during the months of summer months, you have seen your mother is very busy. She is trying to sunrise so many things. Like she cuts the mango, then she keeps it in the sun. Why she is doing all these processes? Because she wants to store that mango pieces, raw mango pieces throughout the year. There is also pickling process in the month of summer. You see your mother, she is taking those red chilies, drying in the sun, then grinding it. So all this process is done during the summer season. Why are we following this drying? Because we want to keep the grain safe from which organisms, or which is that organism which attacks when moisture is there, that is our fungus or fungi. We have seen if your pickle is stored, you have seen your mother tells you always not to use a wet spoon. The reason is that when you use a wet spoon, what will happen is along with that spoon, that wet moisture will enter into that pickle. That pickle which is stored for long, you have seen oil layer is there. Your mother has dried it in the sun and used that pieces of mango. So all this process will be waste, because there will be growth of that booze we say, or it is called as fungus. There is a whole growth coming on to the upper layer. So we have to keep it dry. So the next stage after cutting is you have to dry it. Where? In the sunlight you have to dry it. And after drying, see, you have seen now this season, I think everywhere paddy cutting is ready. Paddy, you have seen them on the roads. They are drying those grains. Next, after that drying, what are they doing is they collect the seed. Okay, after collecting the seed, they do it by machine. Nowadays machine is available. You can, now I think now it's a time of harvest. Everyone has kept their grains on the roads, so that it can be exposed to sunlight, it can be dried. After that it can be stored in gunny sacks, and it will be sent to the threshing industries, where it will be the husk of the grain will be removed. Husk is removed and you get it grains in the form of paddy, you get rice. So that rice is later used for cooking. So in this way there are so many processes which is taking place before that rice is supplied to the consumer. So that stage is now it has become very easy, because in olden days you have seen the farmers, they carry with them different plates and all, and they were doing the process of removing the husk, everything manually. But now there is use of machinery. So what is the advantage of using this machinery? For that machinery I will take you to your kitchen. So in your kitchen your mother is grinding. In olden days they were using those big rods, isn't it, wooden rods in olden days. 2-3 people were, isn't it, now Diwali season is coming, so there were so much of preparation of sweets and all. So all this they used to do by hand. 4-5 sisters together, they used to grind it, pound it. Sugar they used to pound, everything was done by hand. But now you see mother's work has become so easy. It's just at the tip of the button. Just press the grinder button, everything will be into small fine powder. So that means now see, our labor has decreased, our time is saved. So followed. But that taste is different, isn't it? What we use with stone, that is mortar and pestle, that taste is different, but still modern people are all going for grinder. So this is what is happening even in our fields. So during harvesting, olden days they were doing it manually. It was consuming more time and there was lot of labor required. But now there is no need of any labor, because machinery is doing the work. So there is a saving, time saving is there. And so that work which was being done in olden days has been reduced, only because of the use of different machineries. So now here next stage in harvesting, the next stage is called as threshing. Now I told you threshing machines are there, threshing machines are available. Now it's the time when you see in your field, in your villages nearby, you are seeing the farmers drying it on the road. Then they carry one machine with them with 4 wheels. So this is, that machine is called as a threshing machine. So what is the threshing machine? What does this threshing machine do? It is to remove the hard surface on the grain. There is some hard surface which is removed from the grain. So this is also done with the help not only machine, it's before we were using the bullocks also for threshing. Next stage is called as winnowing. Winnowing means you can see on figure on page 137, figure 24. Winnowing means they stand on the top and they use that small plate there, so that whatever hard surface is there on the grain, it will be washed away with the air. It will fly away and only grains will fall down. So winnowing is you are going to stand on a height using a basket, so that the waste or the dust, or it is called as the chaff or the husk of the grain is removed, and what falls down is our grain. So grains collect. So see the principle there, heavy grains fall down and the lighter ones fly off. So next, modern harvesting machines are there, like figure 25. See, modern methods, so that labor is saved, time is saved. So this modern harvesters are there, which is normally available. Normally nowadays each and every farmer has this harvesting machine, or it is called as harvester. So we have seen, that's what I said, nowadays it's the time, every day you can see some people on the roads. They are drying it, they are harvesting it, they are winnowing, threshing. All this process is very clear. Only you need to go out and check out what they are doing. So here the farmers are doing it on the roads also sometimes. So harvesting is a very important step in agriculture. Next, after harvesting, after getting the grains, next very important stage is you have to store these grains. Storage is very important. Storage means now where you have to keep all these grains. You cannot keep it near the water, or you cannot keep it open. So like this, there are some conditions, because this grains has to remain safe till it reaches the consumer. So that storage of grain. Now at home also you have seen your mother storing the grains. Where does she store it normally? She has a big container there made of steel, or maybe some big boxes are there, iron boxes, in which she keeps all the grain. Sometimes she even keeps the neem leaves into that, or there are some tablets which will be added to that rice, so that it will be stored for long. Otherwise it will get infected with pest. Or you can see, so we say in Telugu, purugulu or something like that comes into that rice. So you have to protect that rice. So mother stores it in a safe place. Safe place means mainly it should be dry and it should not be damp. Damp means understood, there should be no water content. So now here farmers store the grain. Like recently we saw the onion prices was shooted very high. Because of that untimely rains, what happened is our onion cultivations were all spoiled. So those farmers who had stored the onions, they got very high rate, 100, 150, 200, some cities it was very high. So what does a farmer do? He stores it and keeps it in a safe, like you have this FCI godowns here in near our Dichpalli highway. So godowns are there. Godowns means a place where we store the grain. Now in that on that 138 page you have to underline last paragraph. Naturally food produce can be damaged by. Who are the people who damage? People means who are the agents which cause damage. They are fungi, pest, rats and bacteria. Underline these four main agents are there. What are they? Fungi, pest, rats and bacteria. So now what will happen if there is a moisture or water? Which organism will grow is there will be the growth of fungi. So what is the farmer doing? What is the farmer following the step to keep it away from moisture? He is drying it, sun drying. For not one day, he is drying it for 2 to 3 days. Then he is storing it in which bags? Jute bags. And they store it in the godown. So now here, olden days they were storing in bins. You know, bins means bamboo bins. Olden, I think if you go to your old house in your village, there will be some bamboo bins which will be coated with cow dung and all very safely. It will be, your grains will be stored there, because see the condition is very cool and it is dry. So olden days, but now they are all storing it in the godowns. Then it is a cold storage unit. Cold storage unit. See, now why are you storing it in a dry place? Because you want to protect it from microorganisms, you want to protect it from the pest. Now there is one more unit called as cold storage unit. What is this cold storage unit? Where the temperature is very low and grains are not stored there. What is stored there? You can see in the last paragraph, figure 28, cold storage unit. What is stored in cold storage unit? You have to underline vegetables, fruits, tamarind, chilies and other products. Other products means it can be fish, it can be meat, anything can be stored there in cold storage. And if you store there, the vegetables and fruits will remain fresh for longer time. So understood here, cold storage unit. So in this way, we have come to the end of our lesson. So proper storage also is very important. You got a very good harvest and you stored it in a very wet area, your crops will be damaged or your grains will be damaged. So storage is also very important. Harvesting is the most important. Storage also is equally important for your agricultural yield. So everyone followed this lesson. So this is the end of the lesson. Next we will continue in the next class with production of food from animals. Thank you.